This is Tursick and Sulu's trophy museum. I was going to try to surprise Tursick by building this all by myself. That lasted probably 30 seconds before I was like, hey, can you build me an ocean platform to start a thing that I'm not going to tell you about? Oh, hey, can you go build this other thing that I'm going to not tell you what it's for? And that went on like, what, repeat times 9?
Something like that. Yeah, she just wanted the terrain flattened and all that. And then she wanted a bunch of building materials, and it sounded a little fishy.
And I was like, while you're at it, can you just build like a 12 by 12 floor for me in every one of these places that's very randomly located throughout the map?
And then she decided to start asking for ideas and designs and stuff like that. She had the first couple were hers, but then she wanted some input, and at that point she just said, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not a secret. So the super secret plan was to have a portal from that main hub to each biome. And in each biome, put in kind of a tribute museum for the biome. So this one is the meadows, and it has, or no, the previous one was the meadows. First one is the meadows. And it had like the things you could grow and the creatures you'd find and the trophies you'd get and the armor you'd use. If you were in the meadows, this one's the Black Forest, and there's the trophy for the Black Forest boss and the portal to the next one. And also showcases the feasts for each biome.
And yeah, and each one just had all the progression. So you go through it and you kind of feel like you're progressing through the game again. We made sure that the swamp one was in the swamp, that the mountains was in the mountain, that kind of stuff. Of course, like Zulu said, the armor was appropriate. The monsters, the farms, the food that you encounter were all indigenous to whatever biome that you were kind of touring.
So yeah, making this museum was a lot of fun. I think my favorite one is actually the Ashlands one. It's at the end. Obviously, these go in progression order. Do you have a favorite, Tursic?
I do like them all. I mean, the Ashlands one looks really good because it's got that. I love the fortresses just in general, but I'm not going to pick that one because the fortress isn't us. That was just a model that the game designers had made before. All the other ones were us, and we just we built it and incorporated the outside scenery. I'm always partial to mountains just because I love the snow effects in there. In fact, the lodge that we built was in, supposed to be in the mountains because it's great. You also don't get the wet debuff.
I agree with you that the fortress isn't us, but I think the reason that I liked the Ashlands one the best was because it was outdoors but still felt indoors because the walls were out and it just had like the roofed pathways. It just had a really different feel from the rest of these, and I liked getting that difference in.
Now that I think about it, I may want to add the ocean biome. One is probably my favorite, but not so much because of the ocean itself, but because of the docks and the crane and really what we did for it. We went pretty modular with the design of the actual buildings, especially since you're inside. It was more about the items, but on the outside, the docks and the fishing looked really good, especially with the boats in there, the crane, and the gift shop was really nice.
Yeah, if you ever need something to do with all of your trophies that you're accumulating, a gift shop in your base is a very nice touch. So, unfair question because they haven't released the last biome yet to be named, that I, in my head, refer to as Northrend.
I think they're calling it the Deep North.
Right, Northrend. So,
what games did you play before?
Final Fantasy.
There you go.
The one where you can buy a level.
Meanwhile, in Garlemald,
Right.
the one you can buy in the level. You can buy them in all.
Oh, that's true. No, I was going to ask you, which was your favorite during progression? Which biome?
Kind of tough. It would have been Mistlands if it didn't have mist, which is really weird to say because Mistlands is in the name.
The mist ruined it for you.
Well, it did, and it was a great biome. I loved the architecture. I loved the ruins for the dwarven ruins. I loved the looks, the trees, all that stuff, and you can't see a damn thing because of the mist.
Yeah.
And so,
You know what, though? I think they're my least favorite, but not because of the mist.
well, why are they your least favorite?
Bugs.
Bugs, yeah. I liked the you don't know where it's coming from. It became an audio experience because you're listening for skittering, you're looking for wing flapping noises, that kind of stuff, or the foghorn from War of the Worlds, which is what we call the big old floating blimp of death.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I would have to say that one of my favorite biomes was Ashlands. Is definitely fun. It had a one hell of a learning curve, but um, it felt like such an increase in difficulty and progression,
It was big.
which was something that the other ones were missing. I mean, the planes was a little difficult, but honestly, once you got the gear for it, it's kind of you know what you're doing there. So I'd say probably Ashlands would be my one of my favorites. I still love the mountains just because you get up there and you can see everything, and once you get that in a blizzard, I love that. But Ashlands probably would still be my favorite looking and feeling biome. So Sulu, what's yours then? What's your favorite biome?
My favorite was the Black Forest because that's when I started to feel like, oh, this isn't just a go pick up berry, eat it, don't die game. There was a lot more to it. That's where we got the farming, we got the smelting, we got the
Mm-hmm.
copper. Like it picked up at a really astronomical pace and got really, really exciting, and that kind of momentum kept with me for a long time. Um, and it just made this game really, really special.
And you're right. The one of the big things you'd get like different building materials. The core wood was a game changer for building. It made everything look different because everybody who made their first Meadows house, had four walls and a roof, and they all looked the same at the very beginning. So,
And we were all like, "Oh crap! The workbench goes under the roof."
there. So, but yeah, you added mining, you added smelting, you started seeing the value of gear upgrades, and really you started seeing the value of food. Because if you ate your raspberry, your one mushroom, and something else, maybe a turnip. In fact, no, turnips like later, I think. Anyways, you're going to get one shot by a troll, and then you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
And that was the first time we got the caves too, and the dungeons. Yeah, so we got the caves and the dungeons and smelting and gear, and it really opened up the whole game. And the Black Forest is pretty nostalgic for me. I love going back and wandering around and running into trolls randomly.
Absolutely. So yeah, the trophy, going back to the trophy rooms, they're really just a hefty dose of nostalgia going through there and seeing where you were, where you've been. That's like I like building to that as well. I hate tearing down structures in this game, and I like using the materials available because you see your progression, just like the trophy rooms. You see the progression of what happened. That's what we were trying to simulate. And in our builds, I don't go back and rebuild the original hut out of putting dark wood and ash wood and all that stuff in there because that's not how I started. I started with basic wood and four walls and a roof, and then threw a little bit of core wood in there, mostly for structural stability in the next build, and just move from X, Y, into Z instead of just redoing everything.
Yeah,